Black Butterfly is a direct-to-video movie starring Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas was one of my favourite actors in the 90s, and that things from Desperado and other movies that he really was in there and came into his own, especially some of the Almodovar things. And he kind of seems to have faded away, but when you get him in a decent role, he still gives a very good performance, as he does here in Black Butterfly. He plays Paul, a reclusive writer who kind of is on the edge of this small town, just trying to get into the mindset of writing his next book, his next screenplay, trying to get his life back together. His wife has left him, he has no money, his agent's ready to cut him off, and he just can't seem to get that creative spark going again. Then we get Jonathan Rhys-Meyer's character Jack, who is a kind of vagrant almost, who saves Jack when he gets into a little bit of a scuffle inside a diner and helps him out. And on the way home, Paul just picks him up in his car, decides to bring him back to his house because he finds out that he's just walking through town, he's nowhere to go, and these two guys kind of form a relationship of sorts. Jack starts to instigate himself into the house by fixing things, by doing things that Paul should really have done but doesn't really have the time or the ability to do, and Jack's really starting to just drag out his stay here. Then he starts to talk to Paul about his career in writing, reads one of his scripts, tells him it sucks and how he could make it better, a story that he should be writing. And they kind of create a pact. Jack's going to stay there and kind of look after the place and help Paul out a little bit, and Paul's going to focus on his writing, give up the drinking and try to just delve into a proper story like he hasn't really done in the longest while. Then things take the darkest turn as you were kind of waiting for it. Jack becomes a little bit more manic, a little bit more crazy, a little bit more controlling of Paul. It won't let him do certain things, it's tying him to the desk to write, and becomes even more threatening and terrifying as the movie goes on. All the way through this, there is a threat of people that have went missing in the local vicinity as well. And what you have here is basically a psychological thriller that evolves all the way through the movie, and I kind of like the relationship between these two characters and the way how the control kind of changed and turned as the movie went on, and how things were revealed near the end. And it does get a little bit convoluted at the end, but that's understandable, and it's something that I'm willing to forgive because I had a lot of fun with the characters up until then. You've got two really good actors kind of matched off against here in this kind of one location with a sort of game of minds. You know, they're trying to outsmart each other, out-control each other, but one seems to be always a step ahead of the other. And I kind of like that aspect of the movie. There is some decent action set pieces, there is some violent moments, there is some misdirection throughout the movie, which I'm trying to skirt around because there's a little bit of this that could be spoilerish and I don't really want to get to that. But ultimately, the ending of the movie is the one that kind of left me a little bit rolling my eyes and a little bit going like, well, you know what, I'm not complaining. You did kind of give me all the hints that it was going that way. It's one of those movies with about 3 endings, each one revealing something more than what we thought was going to happen, and each one kind of like, oh, well, I suppose, and then the next one's a little bit more supposing, and then the third one's just completely like, well, there's nowhere else to go now. That's kind of the ending they had to do. It's a quick movie, it's entertaining, it's one of these movies that you can leave your brain at the door, have a beer, relax, check out the movie, don't worry about anything, you're not going to get grand themes about life or anything like that. It's just an engaging kind of thriller, almost run of the mill, just a little bit above it. Black Butterfly for me was something that I kind of enjoyed. I may not never go back to it again, but you know, I've seen it, I had fun with it, and I gave it 3 out of 5. Something that I would say, yeah, if it's on Netflix, check it out, you might like it. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.